Welcome, punters. We're here for another month of Tipster, and Michael Gannon's by my side. How are you, Mick?
We're back, mate. I'm very well. How are you?
Well, I'm good. Just a sec. Can you smell it? Spring's coming.
Yeah,
It's
good.
coming. One of the coldest winters I can remember, mate, and spring's coming. That
Can't
time
wait.
of the year.
Tell you what, I'm dead set pumped, up and about, and a couple of good trialers out here and there, and a bit of news from Racing New South Wales. You know, what a surprise!
Big prize money.
Here it is.
Taketh from the punter, giveth to the prize money. But hey, it's great. I mean, hey, it'd be interesting to hear what punters think. You know, is this a good thing? Obviously, you know, more prize money in New South Wales. There's more racing in New South Wales. I'm sure the Victorians probably have a different view on that. Are punters happy to see where those funds are going? Look, write us a note. Tell us what you think. Be interested to hear. What do you think, Mick?
It's hard, isn't it? Tough one. Tough one for the punters. Obviously, the point of consumption is obviously going to make the game harder.
Yeah.
Might separate the men from the boys. On the other side, go buy some horses. Get some horses. Race some horses.
Well,
head to the country provincial and be a lunatic like myself and just buy horses.
Instead of putting that much on, you take a bit out of that and you put it towards the horse fund. Just do your thing. Just do your thing. Just find a way, punters. Just find a way. Stop whinging, find a way. Why don't we talk about what's on this episode?
Absolutely.
Of course, as always, we look at those punters, pros, and media experts. Remember the media experts? They're all on our site. Every tip since 2009. That's where it all comes from. And hey, this month, of course, we're going to look at the Tipster of the month in July. We look at the top 5 across all. It'll be interesting to see who got it this month.
Well, I had a sneak peek. There's some big names in there.
There's some big names,
absolutely.
But media versus the experts. Who hits the top 5? Is it made up of media, experts, a bit of both? We'll find out. And then we're going to just isolate the top 5 media experts. And of course, we're going to look at some rising stars in this lot. And look, there's 2 in particular that we're going to get their early best bets. You won't get it anywhere else.
A couple of free tips from the boys.
Couple of free tips. And these guys, they're not just great analysts, but I tell you what, they are the 2, in my view, they're 2 of the big names of the future.
Love it.
They do a great job on camera. You can't find a punter to say a struck word about them, at least in my circles anyhow. Hey, we're going to finish off with a bit of an interesting look at the shenanigans that went on up north there in Northern Territory this week. Darwin Cup. Geez, there's some interesting stuff, some footage you'll see here on Tipster.
Here we are, punters. Going to check out the tips of the month, the overall tips of the month, which includes professional punters, the amateur punters, and the media. And I'll tell you what, there's a good-looking leaderboard up there, Damo.
Yeah, there is. By the way, which one are you, Mick?
Oh, mug.
We're going to bring in a new little thing, the mug. Yeah. Maybe it's got a little handle.
Just a battler. Just a battler doing his best, mate.
No, you're a media expert, Mick, of course. Hey, look, number 1 there, the Village Muse. Interesting name. Obviously, that's his own name, so, you know, he's chosen that one. Guess where he comes from, Mick? Not Australia. He's outside Australia. He's a neighbouring land, neighbouring country.
Hopefully not a Kiwi.
No. Oh, jeez. Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea.
How good's
so
that?
there we go.
Happy go, son.
No
disrespect to the Kiwis at all.
No, of course not.
Because if it was a Kiwi, we'd just steal you and say you're Aussie. That's what we do.
The Village Mute there loves backing at a bit of value. Look, he's found them at any old price. And, of course, you've got to still tip 6 winners. You've got to put 30 tips in minimum. He's ticked both those boxes and finished up with 404% pot. But he's got the pro symbol, so it can't have just come from that July effort.
Not a flash in the pan at all, is it?
Not a flash in the pan at all. Second up there, mate, Troubadour. This is the gentleman who just focuses on South African racing. Wow. So again,
like I'm all around the globe here.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's great to see. If you're looking for someone to follow at night, you don't want to go to the dish lookers. If you do, we've got them as well, those tipsters.
Caliente as well.
Caliente tips. But this here is Troubadour. Put him into the search. You can follow him. You get alerted when he tips. And here he goes, pro tipster. He's delivered 196 profit on turnover, which would put a lot of cash in your bank if you followed every tip in the month of July.
I might just give it up and just follow these 2 blokes.
Tell you what, there's a lot doing it. That's for sure. King Gully, WA-based punter, value hunter, had 5 straight winners in the month and so forth. another pro. Don't get that symbol just from this effort, as I said before. Cole Hodges, Sky Racing.
There you go, Cole.
Calls in the west of New South Wales. OAM, by the way. So he's got the order from Her Majesty himself. And 50 years on the mic. 50 years. I mean,
sounds it.
That's older than you and I, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so good on you, Cole. Well done. And look, knows how to tip. They love him too at Sky. You know, the boys, Mick Wallace and you know, Chargy and all those lads. They have a huge
love it, Cole.
Yeah, it goes.
What about
well.
in fifth there? Tridents.
Tridents, yeah. Look, don't have a lot of information about him, but yeah, he found winners all over the country. Basically, he's not just focused on an area. Found them all around. The only punter, so it could be one of those guys on the rise.
Absolutely.
Or girls. Actually, don't know.
Someone to follow. A punter to follow nonetheless.
Punter to follow nonetheless. So look out for these guys on the site. Remember, you can come in, search for their names, or any of the media experts. Any media expert, they're on our site. Search for them, and you can follow and see how they go.
Welcome back, punters. You are watching Tipster, and we're going to take you through the Tipster of the month for the media for July. Who we got there?
Yeah, well,
Dave?
Cole's at the top, of course, because he was there, the only media expert amongst the top five. So, of course, he's at the top. And then next up is Salts, mate. So, yeah.
Up you go, son.
Yeah, you been chatting to Salts lately? Looks like there's a bit going on. It's life, racing.com.
Too busy, mate. If you're like Louis, just gone up to another level, left
level.
me behind.
Forget the plebs.
You used to send him a message, get a reply. Now I get nothing, but that's all right. He's doing well. Low flying, really good to see. Does his work with the boys with Footy at 2 Units podcast as well, and racing.com. And mate, low flying and punters, someone to follow for sure.
Yeah, 35% pot there with $4 average price. And that's starting price, of course. That's not the price you get when he puts his info out. So certainly a solid effort there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, look, Ross Clark there from the Southern China Morning Post.
Geez, we can find one, can't we? We can find one.
Yeah, look.
Rossi Clark from the Southern China Racing Post.
No, Morning Post.
Morning Post.
Yeah,
sorry.
he's
sorry to anyone at the Racing Post.
He's got a bunch of guys there. They tip with the good guys and know their stuff. I mean, obviously, if you're having a punt in Hong Kong, you want to know someone who knows their stuff. I mean, obviously, Shaheen does, and his Ross Clark done a good job there. 33% pot, can't be complaining.
You got mate Bo there, Bo Wilding from the Daily Telegraph, doing his thing there, and mate in fifth there, good mate of the program,
The Persia Prince.
Ben Asghari.
Look, Ben Asghari's had a cracker. He's been very consistent. I mean, last 6 months in profit, solid profit. That's starting price.
I'll tell you what, before we go any further, there's a clan out there on Twitter that gives Ben absolute hosing all the time. Says he's no good. And now he's here, and now he's fifth in the leaderboard. I can't work it out. Is he the same
guy that pays out on all the racing.com? There's some guy, just as soon as you put up with anything about racing.com, he's just after.
No idea. It's good. Look, it's a good laugh. I'm sure Ben gets a kick out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, when you're sort of sticking numbers up like that month on month, you probably don't have to worry about it.
Absolutely.
But look, not only that, Ben just does a great job on air. I think alluded to it in the opening. He's one of those guys I mentioned as a rising star, not just in what he does, not just the content he brings to it, but just his whole style.
Is he one of the ones that's going to give us a free tip, sure?
He's one of the ones.
Right,
so one of many. And look, hey, there's one media expert. You know, we've got to have a cut-off, right? You can't have too smaller number of tips, otherwise people say, well,
is that why I missed out?
That's why you missed out. Not. But the other person who misses out, but he's just one more tip if he puts it out and he doesn't, but that's Brad Gray. So Brad Gray,
he's too smart for that, Brad. He won't be throwing just another tip out willy-nilly.
Yeah, well, he's a 126 pot, so he actually tops the leaderboard.
Oh, he spanks us.
He taps the media.
Stand down.
Yeah, he tops it. Probably gets top 3 on the other leaderboard. Didn't just quite get to 30.
Must have had a scratching.
Yeah, it could have been it. Well, we did pick up scratchings
I reckon
as
scratchings
well.
there. 20,
we pick up scratchings.
10 race programs. We've done him in here.
Yeah,
we're going to do a recount.
I don't think so, because we would have... we pick him up, basically. So whichever way we look at it, he doesn't get there, but, he sort of does. So, and we'll hear a bit more from Brad with his... he's also going to give us
Free tip?
a free tip, a best bet.
I'm with you, Brad. I reckon you've won here, but anyway, bad luck.
Anyhow, there are the ones to watch. Media experts come to the site, put their name in, you can follow them, etc., etc. Okay, it's that time, Mick, where we're going to get the exclusive best bet. Remember, this is early markets for these guys, so they're scouring those markets and giving this exclusive to watchers of this show. And of course, we're going to start off with the Persian Prince. He loves that. He loves that saying, apparently, and obviously very fitting. He is certainly the prince of the punt. Last 6 months, he's shown a solid profit. I think he's top of the leaderboard over there at racing.com. If you come on our site and go racing.com, blah, blah, blah.
There he is.
He's a man.
Right at the top.
And does a great job, so let's go and get his best bet.
Let's do it.
G'day guys, Ben Ascari here from racing.com. Thank you very much for having me on. You can catch me this week on my usual shows, The Analyzer. We're having a look at Flemington. We did Contenders the other night, which will be on the website. And then I'm covering the Ballarat Synthetic meeting on Friday. And also I've got Sandown, the big jumps card on Sunday, which also has some flat races. Haven't had a chance to have a look at Ballarat or Sandown as per yet, but a couple of horses I like at Flemington. I think the best bet might be Nicolini Vito. I never thought I'd really be saying that about him at this sort of a price in an open handicap, but based on the first up run, I think he's come back in career best form this preparation. Even prior to the first up run, his jump out was something as a guide to suggest that he's come back as good as he ever has. I was a bit annoyed that I didn't find him first up, but I thought he might be on the wrong side of the track. He might be better suited at 1,400 metres. Well, it turned out he was on the wrong side of the track, and he still might be better suited at 1,400 metres, but he was good enough to win first up anyway, and in doing that, ran some of the faster closing sectionals on the program. I think on Saturday, he'll just get the perfect sit, maybe even one out, one back behind the two leaders. Look to be Mr. Exclusive. He'll probably roll forward. Zoltan maybe rolls forward as well. He'll just be parked on the back of them. The market hasn't missed him early. I think the play might be to back him late there, Nicolini Vito. And I think we're probably not going to get much worse than what he is anyway. So hopefully we can get better than 250 come jump time. But I think Nicolini Vito is going to be hard to beat. Race 8, number 4 at Flemington. I also don't mind Berkeley Square in the first, but as I said, I'll also be covering the Ballarat Synthetic meeting on Friday and Sandown on Sunday. Looking forward to getting stuck into the form for those two as well.
Okay, I mentioned another rising star, the guy who just missed the cut-off on the leaderboard by one tip, Brad Gray. Brad Gray.
Can't wait to get Brad's mail.
Yeah, Brad's got some great oil. Another guy goes great on camera too, and I think he's got a huge future. And we're going to get his early best bet. Here it is.
Hey guys, Brad Gray from Sky Racing. This is the home office where I do all of my form. You can see a couple of screens there in the background. I can lock the door, keep the kids out, and away I go. It's something I actually really enjoy doing, believe it or not. Bit of a sicko when it comes to the form. Now, I did hear Maxi a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even it was last week. It was certainly not too long ago. Give a little bit of advice in terms of what he looks for in terms of form. What I'm going to say is something in terms of if you want to win on the punt long term, I think one of the things that I've come to find is that it all starts with accountability. So if you're not keeping track of your bets, it's a really good place to start, because what it does is it makes you second guess in terms of, well, should I really be having that bet? If at the end of the day, it's going to make or break in terms of profit or loss. So keep track of your bets, write them all down. At the end of the day, you can go back and see where you went right or wrong, as opposed to just throwing a few balls in the sky and hoping that they do happen to land. Now, as far as the best bet goes on Saturday, of course, there at Randwick, the Missile Stakes is the feature, but I'm going with Lord Ardmore in the Premier's Cup Prelude. I think he's a stayer on the rise. I know he's exposed to some extent, but I love what he did there last start. He was jumping 1,300 metres to 1,800 metres. I think there's only further improvement to come. He goes forward, he makes his own luck. Hugh Bowman is riding like a man possessed at the moment. He's certainly got his eye in. And I think if you follow Lord Ardmore through the grades, you will be well served. So good luck, guys, on the punt. And again, thanks for having me on.
All right, so Mick, just before we finish off the show, I thought we'd, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we'd have a bit of a look at the Darwin Cup and some of the shenanigans that went on behind play there. A couple of posts on Twitter. Let's start with this one here from Adam Hamilton, ex-TAB and so forth. He was obviously there. How about these two blokes, mate? They're going
Mate, looks like
nuts.
he's punched out his first winner of the day. He's loving it. Look at him go. He's right behind him. He's just giving him a hiding. I'll tell you what, though, Damo, what are the odds of you staying on that horse, mate?
None.
You're doing that.
None, but I'll tell you what are the odds of those guys becoming jockeys? There's none of that too.
Millions.
Hey, next one, Miles Feisner. He had a punters club there, and 5 out of 7 winners.
How good.
He literally became the god of Darwin. Look at him. Hey, watch
The
this.
Duke of Darwin. Look at him go, up and about.
Mate,
Hates the
there's
celebration.
More high fives
There
than
you
you can
go.
play.
Looks like he's won a
Look at-
premiership. Up
mate,
you go, Miles.
mate,
You'll
he's
be
got
on
him on
there.
his back. They've put a plaque there for him. He was Miles Feisner, the greatest returning punters club ever. So yeah, hey, that brings us on to Mick's Moral. What have we got, Mick?
It's going to go Missile Stakes at Randwick, mate. We're going to be betting up on Forbidden Love. This partner probably a bit smarter than me, I'd suggest. Reckons it on Twitter, chimed in and said, you reckon they might just fire this horse up for a first up tilt, show its best, and maybe put their hand up for a Everest slot.
Everest. Ooh,
But that aside, I think definitely best horse in the race anyway.
Yeah, okay.
And has a decent first up record. So
there we go.
Good bet regardless, but there could be a little bit of extra push for it as well.
Yeah, okay, cool. And just wanted to mention, just before we wind up, Mick Wallace. Mick Wallace has put it out there on Twitter. He is going to donate a percentage of his winnings this year from his tips. He said he's going to focus more too, not sort of go across the whole card. So look out for him. But hey, get in amongst it because Mick's going to donate.
Was that 500 if he loses everything and more if he wins? What a legend. Jesus,
good
good Mick.
Good bloke, Mick, isn't he?
Tell you what, Damon, you take him on.
No, I'll tell you, that's up to you. I'm not the media expert, mate.
Right.
I'm just one of the
I love your
dudes
work,
that hangs
Mick.
around you.
Super stuff.
Good on you, Mick. Hey, as always, Mick, there's the All In show. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll see the little bell. You press it. You'll get alerted when this show drops. And when all the other shows drop, Mick's got some great stuff lined up for the All In show, which comes out at the start of the week. Pretty much right through, right through spring. Drop a comment. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, not even that, mate. We've got a trial show coming up as well.
Trial
So
show.
yeah, chime in, give us a comment.
Trial show coming up. Like, subscribe, come to the site, follow your favourite tipster, get amongst the guys, and as always, good punting, and we'll see you again soon.